My first, I'm starting this new business, and I'm being very picky about marketing because I'm not doing a business loan, so everything matters. And I remember making the first pins that you're supposed to go out, introduce yourself, tell them who you are, and give them some contact information. Nice pens with no contact information, just my logo. And it's cool because once in a while they come up in one of my drawers, this stuff somewhere. I made sure when I travel I carried some of them around just to see if they're ever going to come back to me. But no contact information. Live and learn, you know, live and learn. My every cycle, the quality of the educational stuff I put out looks better. I think the content is there because I love to research and I love to find out what's the best thing that we can be doing, because my goal really is to have the best chiropractic office. And content's there, is just how you package it to make it pretty enough so people will read it. Live and learn.
That's a great story, and we talked as I came in, and I think that's amazing. I don't know the first thing about a business. I wouldn't know where to. It just I can't wrap my head around how somebody can do that, you know. And it's daunting, and it must have been a bunch of hurdles because it's a vision out there, and you had to think about location. Was probably a big one for you, and I don't know, you know, it just it's amazing. So, give us a comparison of what Bridge to Health. Well, has it always been Bridge to Health?
It has.
It is good. From the very beginning to now, what is the biggest change in the practice?
I have a team, and we come together and we put together really quality healthcare product that it takes teamwork to deliver. The adjustment, the magic is in the adjustment. You get the adjustment just right, and you're making sure the nervous system functions beautifully. There's a lot of ripple effects that happen outside of the office, and stretching and strengthening, and talks about lifestyle, and there's all of that can be addressed because of my team.
Right.
And 5 heads coming together is always going to create better than just the one person in a little office trying to do it all.
Right. And then what has been your biggest, and I don't know that you've done any research, but have you had more people come in and say, oh, I saw you on Facebook, and I like me, I saw you on Facebook, I wanted to come in and sit down and talk and maybe go forward from there? Or have you had more people come in and say, hey, my friend Joe came in and they said you were great, you know? So is it word of mouth? What has been your biggest client pull, bring in?
Word of mouth inside the office. It's amazing how that happens. And one of the reasons I did Facebook was because you could sit in my reception area and neighbors will be right next to each other. And they might not know each other was there, that each one came into my office, but I'm in Intel land. So we got Intel everywhere, and people know each other, and I had a lot of people from this community but I wanted to be able to reach a little bit further out, and Facebook has allowed me to have more diversity in my office. It's not just the Intel crowd anymore. I love the Intel crowd.
Right.
This office center of Intel, but I wanted to have a deeper reach.
Right.
And with Facebook, it's from all over the place, people are coming in, and I love that. And another thing, my team, yes, that was a great change, but something else that I've changed in my office is I do care plans here, where I bring people in, I will go over the whole exam, and I give them the big picture, not that little chunk, you know, we're going to get you moving better, see you next week, see you next week, see you next week.
Right.
No.
Right.
And I hear people think that it's a good thing when a chiropractor doesn't have a care plan, that you don't have to come in for a plan. That to me is a huge warning light. I want to know where we're starting, I want to know where we're ending, and I want to know what are you going to use to make sure we got there.
Yeah.
And in here we do that.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the things that made the difference or was a big thing with me when I came in and talked to you was we sat down in this room and after my x-rays, and you said, here's where you are, right?
Yeah, right.
You know what you have. You know, this is the condition that you have, that you come in for, and this is the myth behind it, and this is what the truth is. It's to treat you.
Right.
I'm going to treat you to achieve some goals, and then
Mm-hmm.
at the end of those side, then if we need to continue, or what work do we have to do next? And that, I walked out of this office going, oh my God. Right?
I love it. Yeah.
I went, this is somebody who
Yeah.
has, and I'm not saying that there isn't this out there, but the message to me was integrity. This
Thank
is
you.
somebody who has integrity. It isn't about building your business, although it is. It wasn't a dollar sign.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It was, I really care, and if
Mhm.
I can't help him, this is what I'm going to recommend next. And I asked
Right.
that question. Later on, I asked you, if you weren't able to, and we can't reverse the condition, stop its progression, level, what would you have said? And you would have said, and you said, and correct me if I'm misspeaking here, you said, I would have recommended you to an orthopedic surgeon.
Yeah.
I would have recommended you to
Or a
go.
neurologist or along those lines, right?
Right.
Yeah, because you need to know, if this isn't the right office, that's part of the deal. You come in and there might be another option that people should go to, and depending on if the condition's gotten too far for us to help, or if I'm not finding a subluxation, which is that misalignment causing nerve irritation.
What is that?
Oh, subluxation.
This is the
That's
test.
the word.
Yes,
That's the word.
that's the word.
Subluxation means a misalignment in the spine that causes nerve irritation.
Okay.
This is the disconnect from the brain communicating to everything in the body about how to heal and how to function. And that misalignment right there is a breakdown in communication. When chiropractors find a subluxation, we know that's something we can help.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I'm always looking for.
Right. And so going back to helping people who come in is everybody is different with those. And I was one that came in, and you said, especially with your neck issues, here's what our next plan will be. And you're not at this stage yet, but here's where we can be in 6 months. I think you said 6 months. This is where we want to be, and then we're going to do x-rays again, and we're going to see, do we need to adjust? No pun intended. Do we need to adjust what the treatment is or helping? So when I walked out that first day, it was, forgive me what I'm going to say is, I was hooked. I was like, this is somebody who has integrity and cares about what is next for me and feeling better and being better. And I've mentioned it many times before. I walk out of here after an adjustment, I'm like, I feel a little taller today.
Nice. Yes.
But it's my posture is better. I'm sleeping better, and there are some benefits that I've never felt before with any chiropractic adjustment that I've ever had. Is walking out, not just the office, but the next day, waking up after 8 hours, going, I'm not tired. I don't have a headache.
Yes.
And I feel great. Bring on the day.
Yes.
Other than
That's why I'm a chiropractor.
Right.
Right there. That's the stuff. The energy, the feeling good. Posture's huge, absolutely huge. But all the time better and having more energy. How great is it to be more engaged in life?
Right.
I mean, we have so many areas that we're disconnected that if we can have any help, any direction to be more engaged, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And I think it has been, in that aspect of it, life-changing for me.
Oh.
Because did you just get the shivers?
No, I love it. What more could you ask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has been, and it's been a positive, outlook for me, and in my life, what's happening next. which, we might have to adjust my schedule a little bit because if things go well with what's happening in my life, but that's okay because it's so positive. And I'm the kind of person, it's very easy for me to, how do I say this? If something's not, I'm an immediate results kind of guy. Right? If I'm on a weight plan or a workout plan and I'm not seeing results where I'm losing weight or whatever, I'm like, well, it's not working for me. And the same thing, I think, a little bit with this. If I didn't see immediate results or didn't feel those things immediately, I think it would have been easy for, I'm not coming in today, and
Right.
I would have fallen off the radar a little bit until you started calling me and saying, "Hey, Rod, where you at?"
We would too.
You do that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Have you had people do that before? Where they
Life gets busy. Like
Yeah.
I have a lot of moms that come in prenatal, and then after baby comes, all of a sudden the focus becomes on the mom. Oh yeah, we'll give her a phone call just saying, "Hey, we miss you. Let's get you in and get you checked because we care." Life gets busy and we'll focus on other things, and then we forget how important we really are.
Yeah. No, that's amazing follow-up. It is, and I would have, I expected that. But I've been very, very consistent, with that.
You must be if you've never gotten a phone call.
That's true. I did reschedule today because I had, I'm going on a motorcycle ride because of the weather this afternoon.
It's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, so a friend of mine, actually the guy who sold me the bike I was in the accident with, he and I are going on a ride to Astoria this afternoon. So I rescheduled, and then I've got things later on at the end of this week. I'm going to New York City.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yes, I love travel.
Yeah. I'm going to go see the band and hopefully do another podcast interview and.
One.
You did.
I did.
Episode 1 in the podcast today. So, as we kind of just, we don't have to wrap it up. We don't have any time, but I kind of want to make sure we get, because hopefully, if you approve, this is going to go on your Facebook page, and it's going to go on my podcast page, and we really want to get, and on my Facebook page too, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really want to get the word out about Bridge to Health. Chiropractic and what Dr. Tiffany's message is, and we've talked about that a lot. If you had a moment in front of everybody in Hillsborough, Beaverton, to say this is what Bridge to Health is about, come see us. What would that be? What would you say to all those people?
What I'd say is that our nervous system is really important. It's the foundation, and we need to make sure our foundation is really solid, so all the stuff that we build upon it, our great exercise, our great nutrition, our stress management and all that, getting the most out of that. To get the most out of it, you have to have your nervous system checked, and the way you check to see how it's doing involves a neurological exam and also the motion and the alignment of the spine. And so a great place to start and a conservative place to start is just come into the office, let's do an exam, let's check and see if you need x-rays, and let's see how your nerves are doing. That way everything else you do works even better.
Yeah, that's good. And I really love it here. I enjoy coming in every day because I've developed a patient, front office relationship with everybody's out there. I give Dominique math.
Yeah, I've learned she's really good, right?
She's really good.
She's super smart.
Yeah,
I've got a great team.
Your staff is amazing. So anybody out there, as you're listening to this podcast, come into Bridge to Health Chiropractic, see Dr. Tiffany. Her and her staff are amazing. And but we forgot to talk about one thing.
Uh-oh.
We forgot to talk about table number 2.
Oh.
Tell us about table number 2.
Table number 2. Okay, so that was my very first table.
Yeah.
That was the table that was in my very first office. It's a Thule drop table. The other ones are identical. It's just not quite the same.
Right.
Table